Hello, welcome again to another desktop teaching. This is the 99 for 1 YouTube channel. I'm going to take just a couple of minutes and give you a brief teaching that can be powerful and change your life. What I've been doing is looking at the ways of God and the thoughts of God in comparison to the ways and the thoughts of man. And I've been looking at passages that just show how far apart they are. And today we're going to look at Luke chapter 10. And I'm going to read just four verses, and we're going to see something and just how much more important it is than we think it is. So I want to read to you starting right now in verse 25, and it says, "One day an expert in religious law stood up to test Jesus by asking him this question: 'Teacher, what should I do to inherit eternal life?' Jesus replied, 'What does the law of Moses say? How do you read it?' The man answered, 'You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself.' 'Right,' Jesus told him. 'Do this, and you will live.'" What an amazing question and answer session. To do this rightly, I want us to first just look at who's asking the question. This is a man who's an expert in religious law. If anyone knows the law of Moses, it is this man. And so when Jesus asks him the question back, what does the law of Moses says, how perfect it is that he gives an answer that comes from Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5, when he says to love the Lord your God with all your soul, heart, all your soul, and all your strength. And Jesus says, you have answered correctly. So that's the question. He's asking, what should I do to inherit eternal life? Now, he thinks he's just asking Jesus, the teacher. But this is actually Jesus, the judge, who knows better than anyone what God is looking for you to have eternal life. And so I want to reword this question. Yes, I know the man asked, how will I inherit eternal life? But what he was really asking is, what will God judge me by? By what actions and deeds on my part will God look at my life and determine whether or not I will inherit eternal life? And the answer that Jesus gives them, which is the answer that comes from the law, is all about love. He said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your strength, and all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. So let me just reword this question and answer. The man wants to know, Jesus, what will God judge me by? And Jesus' answer was the way that you love. And I just want that to sit in your mind for a minute, sit in your spirit. And I want you to just ask yourself this question: how am I loving? Because it's a pretty big deal. You know, I've spoken to a lot of people and heard their opinions, their ideas of what they think God is going to judge us by, and what God is expecting from our lives here on earth in order to get the reward of heaven, eternal life. And Jesus makes it very plain and simple. How are you loving? And so let's just think about that. Let's just meditate on that and pray about that. And I would challenge you, as it challenges me, that I would do a better job not only loving God. Well, let me just talk about how we're supposed to love God. Only with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength. That's with every bit of who we are. But also loving our neighbor as ourselves. In our next message, I want to talk about that. But today, plain and simple, how are you loving? Thank you for checking out this channel. Very short but powerful message. We'll see you next time.